Tonight I attended the Bob Dylan concert. Rough and Ready Ways is the name of his current tour, and it's based on his latest album, which I didn't even know about. Little secret, I'm not a Dylan fan per se, in the sense that I'm not someone who knows all of his music, all of his corpus. I know the greatest hits. I know things here or there, but I felt inspired to attend this show tonight in my hometown, or the town that I live, Savannah, Georgia. For one thing, I managed to find a really, really cheap ticket. I won't even tell you how cheap it was. I thought it would be impossible to find anything it was basically a steal. So when I found that, I thought, well, it's meant to be. I gotta go. Now, what led me up to this point is actually started in a couple of ways. I was thinking about these supposed countercultural rock and roll icons, and how disappointing they have been over the last few years. I think I have a previous video where I comment on Bruce Springsteen and this book where he's palling around with Barack Obama, and it's like, come on, Bruce, you're supposed to be the blue collar working man type, and here you are like on the cover of this book, just tickling dicks with the high and mighty. It really turned me off. Metaphorically tickling dicks, I think. Maybe literally too. I don't know. But that wasn't on the cover. So that when I saw that cover, I thought to myself, Bruce did that. Bruce sold out. Obviously, if he ever, the whole term selling out is kind of a misnomer for a lot of these artists, because they never sold in. You have to be authentic before you can actually sell out. Maybe all along they were never authentic. And now they're just being exposed for being their true selves. The second thing that pushed me in the direction of Dylan was Neil Young, of course, and his grouchy old man reaction to the Joe Rogan show, trying to get Joe Rogan canceled. This is supposed to be Mr. Integrity, Mr. Anti-establishment. He's pushing the Baj and saying anybody who questions the Baj needs to get censored, needs to get thrown off of every media platform. And it's not like I was a big fan of Neil up to that point. Never really cared for him, actually. But I really didn't care for him after that. I was just like, fuck you, Neil Young. The Southern man don't need you around anyhow. And then I thought to myself, Dylan wouldn't do that. Dylan would never do that. Dylan is just, I don't know. He's above that kind of pettiness. He just does his own thing. That's when I went back and I watched a documentary that was made. It was just on Netflix, directed by, as it turned out, Martin Scorsese, although I didn't even know that at the time. And in this documentary, you find out how he started off his career as a folk singer, and everybody wanted him to people wanted him to continue in that vein, but he didn't want to continue in that vein. He wanted to go off and do his own thing. And so he started playing with a full band, and all of his fans turned on him, or a whole lot of them turned on him. But he didn't give a shit. He was doing he was going to do what he was going to do. And that was that seemed to be his attitude all along. For most of his career. And so I thought to myself, yeah, I gotta check this guy out. He's coming into town. I gotta see him. He's old. He's like 80 now. This is probably the last chance there will be to see him live. Plus, I got a really cheap ticket. So, screw you, Bruce. Screw you, Neil. I'm going to see Dylan tonight. And it was a good show. I didn't know a lot of the music. He didn't play his greatest hits, really, and a lot of the time I didn't. To speak truthfully, I was way back in the balcony, and it was it's not a huge venue, but I wasn't totally sure where he was amongst I thought he was playing guitar, standing closer to the back at first, but then no, I saw he was behind the piano. That's what he does now. He doesn't play guitar and have the harmonica thing strapped to his face like he used to. I guess because he's old and maybe a little gimpy now, he stays behind the piano most of the time. And even though I didn't know most of the songs, it was a mesmerizing show. His voice, although his voice, it's not a pleasant voice. Certainly, nobody would claim otherwise. I don't think it's in its way a very powerful voice, and it was in fine form. There was something very powerful about the fact that he was 79, 80 years old, and he still was just really belting them out. And so I don't really have that much to say about the show itself per se, though it was interesting to see it. He didn't say anything between songs. He didn't speak to the audience at all until the show was almost over, which is when he said thank you for coming, and he introduced the band. But he didn't do anything corny. He didn't say oh Trump, or oh Ukraine, or anything that he just played his songs and then introduced the band and then left. And that's just there's again, I think I'm coming back to the term integrity. Integrity is not everything, and you also have to be good. You also have to be good at writing songs. You have to have a craftsmanship, an artistry, which I think he does. It's not one that, for most of my life, has been in my wheelhouse per se. I'm an 80s new wave power pop kind of guy, mostly. But I'm not exclusively that genre, but that's closer to where my wheelhouse is. But but props to Dylan. I mean, I think he is. I stand by what I was thinking before when I was saying, oh come on, oh Bruce. It's not like I was a big fan of Springsteen. It's not like I was a big fan of Neil Young, but I did think that they were at least sincere countercultural forces, not just drones of the establishment to be summoned up for I don't know, to be their little servants, to posture and preen in the way that they have. Dylan is above that, and for that I commend him. So those are my thoughts on the Bob Dylan show. Not that you asked. Thanks for watching.